Stay tuned, guys. I'm going to show you how I did this, which is pretty easy, but I used the iPad and I used this type of brand of vinyl, which is Vinily, I don't know how you say it for sure. It's not Cricut brand, but I will have a link in my description to this foil, but I really like it, and it does a really cool thing after you apply the heat. So keep watching. Okay guys, so I'm going to teach you a quick, fun iron-on project, which we're going to be using the canvas tote bags. Yes, these are specially made for, well, compatible with, not specially made. Well, they kind of are, I guess, for infusible ink. But they're great for iron-on too. So I'm going to do that. This is the vinyl I'm using. It's not Cricut brand. I really wish Cricut would make iron-on this way, but I've yet to find them. Yes, they have holographic, but it's not this. It's not just a plain rainbow, you know, look. And the company is called, I believe we call it Vinily. Anyways, I'll put a link in my description to it. I got it on Amazon for like 13 bucks, and you get 6 sheets of it. They are 12 by 10. They're not 12 by 12. They're 12 by 10. So it's 12 inches this way, 10 inches this way. But I really like it. I've done a couple projects now. As you can see, I only have 2 sheets left here with it, and it has so far stuck really well. So it's high quality. So I really like it a lot. So another thing I'm going to show you is how to use your iPad more. I've noticed there's not a lot of videos out there about the iPad and on Design Space, and to me, I have the best luck with the iPad when it comes to the Bluetooth connection. Since I use Mac with everything, there is still kind of an issue with Bluetooth connections once in a while. I don't have it often, but it does happen where it'll just disconnect in the middle of my project. I've never have had it happen with the iPad, and it seems a little faster at response times of, like, you know, connecting and all that. So I'll show you guys how to do that. I'm going to turn my Cricut on here. Another thing too that you guys have maybe know about, maybe not, but as Cricut has different blade housings. Sorry about that noise. So I have actually 3. The other one I have here is the deep house. The black is the deep housing blade. And these 2 are just regular, but this is supposed to be for fabric. What I do is, this is for all my paper and infusible ink. This one here is for any other kind of like product that's thin enough to cut with a regular blade, so really miscellaneous. And then my deep cut blade is for all vinyl, and I only use my vinyl. You can use it for cardstock too, but I like this for my vinyl because the deep cut blade, it has a more angle, a steeper angle on the blade, and it does a better job at intricate cuts. And I've never had this snag or rip my vinyl either. So it's just something I do. These are just things I do here, but it seems to work for me. So we'll put that back in the machine. Okay, let's get this back open again. So we'll launch our Cricut app. I hope you guys can see the screen here. I hope it's not, yeah, it seems good. You don't have to have the Apple Pencil, but it is a great tool to have if you're going to be using this for your design space. So let's go create a new project. We're going to insert an image. And I really like the B one that says be kind. I don't know why, but I really like that one. So let's do that for this bag. So let's type in B, search, move this out of the way. And let's scroll. Really, I kind of like that design too. There's the basic Be Kind. But here's the one I like the most. I really like the look of it. So when it has the green check mark here, you can insert down here, and it shows you what all you have selected here. You move out of the way. So hit insert. And now to size this properly, you can, so the vinyl sheets, remember we have, the rainbow ones are only 12 by 10. So the biggest probably you can go width-wise will be 9.5 to be on the safe side. So let's go to edit. Here's our inches. Let's do 9.5. And it's already adjusted. To move things around your mat, you need to use 2 fingers just like you do on the iPhone when you want to zoom in or whatever on your pictures. So see how you can do that. So I like to keep it close to the 1-inch mark so I can have a reference here. And just to move the project, just one finger or your pencil. And we'll do that like that. So I don't want my mat, I'll show you. I'm going to change the color of this because when you go to make it, it's going to be kind of hard to see here. I don't like that. So to ever change, like if you can't see what your image is really well, go back to canvas. Let's change the color of our cut. So down here, let's go white and apply. This is something you can do after you know you've made all your adjustments, whatever. So hit make it. Let's go actually replace because you already have something on there. Remember, because we went ahead and hit make it the first time. So just always hit replace. And now see, it's just better to see. You're also going to do that to help line up with your grid line. If you just tap on it. Also too, don't ever forget, when you're doing iron-on, you must always mirror. I've done that many times and ruined my iron-on, which, as you all know, iron-on is not that cheap. So it's not fun when you ruin a whole sheet of iron-on. So hit continue. This is where it's going to pop up for when you are not connected to your Maker or Explorer Air, whatever machine you're using. But give it about 10-20 seconds. It's going to eventually pop up as you see here. And then now it's going to connect. But see, this connects to me way faster than to your computer's Bluetooth. So now after it connects, it's going to take about 5 seconds here to come up. For this material, it is, and it comes with this nice sheet here, which you want to keep this sheet. This is a foil. So this is everything about the foil, your temperature, your press time, and all that. And also your pill, which I found the hot pill does not work, so this is actually wrong. It's a warm pill. I don't know why it says that. Warm to cool. So do materials. You can either type it in here. We can just type in foil. And then it should come up here with iron-on foil right here. And I like this too. It tells you, make sure the mirror is on, which we do know it is right here. So now it's telling me all my options I have here. And you just hit the blinking item here. We'll load the map. And then it's going to come up here and tell you to hit the blinking icon and press go. So I really like the iPad with the Maker. I think it works the best when you're using Bluetooth. Now, of course, the best connection always is to have it connected through a USB cable. For my setup, that does not work well, so that's why I like doing everything on the iPad anymore. Now, if it's a big, intricate project, I really need to do a lot of customization. I'll make it on my Mac, save the project, then pull it up on my iPad and let the iPad do the cutting. So that's what I typically do. So we'll let this cut and I'll show you guys the weed and how we apply it. All right, guys, so we're back. It all got cut for us. Now I'm gonna show you how you remove it. It's always best to flip it over and like peel the mat away from the product that you cut. It's always the best. Okay. So now we'll flip it back over. And I like to go ahead and cut off the excess, especially with this stuff, because, you know, iron-on, again, is not that cheap. So I try to save as much as possible. Be careful not to cut into your project. And you can always use this for little projects. Now my part is I like weeding. Some people really hate it. I think it's like kind of like a puzzle, pulling the pieces out. Kind of like a reverse puzzle, I guess. But I really like it. It's kind of hard sometimes to get a corner started. Once you do, this stuff is really good to weed. It weeds very easily. So I'll speed this up though for you so you don't have to watch all this painstakingly. Okay, guys, so we have finally got it weeded there, as I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. So now we'll get our EasyPress here ready to go, and we'll show you how to press it. Okay, guys, so now we got everything ready. So I got my EasyPress mat here. We got our item here that we're going to be pressing. I try to fold that down. You want it to be as flat, even surface as possible. You can do it this way. Alright, so again, since this is not Cricut vinyl, we want to follow the instructions they say here. So for foil, it says between 275 and 284, so we'll do 280, split the difference. And then about 10 to 15 seconds. I like to do the full amount just so I know I get a good adhesion. Now it says hot peel, but I like to do warm to cold. Because when I did other projects, when I did hot, it did not want to peel. So I don't know why they have that only on the foil one. I think it's the typo. So I'm going to use the big EasyPress for this project. So let's get it turned on here. It's already set up. I already had it set up from other projects. But to change it, you just hit your temperature and up or down, you know which way you need to go. And then it'll stop blinking, or you can go and do your time. And when it's blinking, you can change it up or down. And then you hit time again to start it. When it's ready to go, it will beep and this will turn green. So we'll put it back over here to the side. While that is warming up, I like for it to wait to get about 150 degrees, and then I will pre-press this and get it nice and warm. Get as much wrinkles out as possible. It is always a good idea. You also do this for infusible ink, but I like to do it for anything I'm going to be doing with stuff like this. It just helps to remove any of the excess fibers, because you don't want any loose fibers when it's trying to adhere, you know, melt into the fabric. Alright, as you can see, there's some on there. So that's good. That means we picked up our loose ones here. And then we can go ahead and do, getting up there to 200 almost, 160. So I just like to move around a little bit. Just get it preheated, you know, get the fabric kind of warm. You don't realize how heavy and big this thing is till you actually get it. I had no idea. This also helps with temperature fluctuation if you preheat your material too. It's just a good idea to do that. Alright, and see, it looks nice and good. While it's finished in doing that, I'm going to stand up here and get this centered. That looks pretty good there. I can't wait to see how well this turns out. Okay. You don't have to have one of these, but I do recommend it. So does Cricut, to have a Cricut protected mat on there. One of those Teflon sheets, which you can see here, that's underneath this. You can use those too, like I said, so you don't really have to buy the Cricut brand, but it is good to have something like this. Alright, so it's ready to go. Set it on there. And hit the button. Now I like to add some pretty good pressure. You do not have to do this, but I like to, just with vinyl, because I like to make sure it's really going to hold and stick really well. So I like to do that. I like to go a little longer than 15 seconds too. Okay. And then you can remove this. It does look like it stuck pretty good. Now, one thing Cricut recommends too is to always turn your projects over and get them from the other side. This one I'll just do hand pressure only. Okay. Be very careful with that. That can be quite warm. Now, one thing I like to do with this particular brand that I found works best, because like I said, you don't really have to have those protective sheets. I like to hit it just for a few seconds without it. And I like to add pretty good pressure again. Okay, so now, like I said, I like to do a cool peel, so I'll speed this up real quick. Okay, so it looks like it's still a little warm to the touch, but it's not hot at all. Do you see that I fanned it? That kind of helps get some air in there too. So that helps cool it down. So let's try it. You always want to go slow, because if you have an area that's going to start lifting up, you can just lay it back down, reapply your heat, and go on. So I always take my time, looking all across it as you're pulling it back. Especially with lettering. Lettering is kind of one of the areas that's going to be the weakest, because such a small amount like these two. The thinner the vinyl, of course, it means the less adhesive. This here I don't think will ever probably peel. It's always going to be your smaller areas. Alright. So, what I like to do one last time with this, really with any of the vinyls, Cricut or non-Cricut, that's why I like having this sheet here. I like to do one more press. I know it's probably overkill, and you gotta be careful, because you want to make sure you don't scorch the vinyl. But I just like to do this just to make sure my projects don't ever come up. It has always worried me when I do projects, especially for people that's paying me, that the item will, you know, start peeling early or quite soon after I've given it to them, and I don't like that, because I feel like if someone's paying me, it should last. Not forever. I mean, nothing's forever, but you should. I think it's reasonable to at least get a year out of a good shirt if you press it properly and everything. Yeah, so what this is done now is this is a sign that you know that it's pressed really well. And that's what I want to show you guys. Hopefully it'll show up on camera. But you actually can see the pattern, the fabric pattern in through the vinyl. That's a good sign. That means that is really pressed into those fabrics. Hopefully you guys can see that. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I love how this, and that's another thing too, you noticed. See how the colors ombre through and, you know, blend really well. On here they look like straight lines. When I first got this, I'm like, oh, that's gonna be ugly. But they actually blend very well when the heat is applied. So I really recommend this vinyl, as iron-on vinyl. Like I said, I'll put a link in my description, but I really like how well it turns out. So see, I mean, it's not, you really can't even feel it. That's how well it presses into the fabric, especially doing that many presses. Like I said, some people might say it's overkill, but I like doing it that way, and I've had great success doing it this way. Doing multiple presses has always made a big difference, because I just don't like for things to peel up, especially if someone's paying me for it. So if you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, share it across your social media and with your friends. That helps to grow my channel. Don't forget my description. There's a lot of fun links in there, and I'll have a link to this vinyl in there also. And as always, you guys, thanks for being here. See you in the next video. Bye.